10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. EG's turn to ban. Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We got game number 2 coming at you here. Evil Geniuses versus Complexity. This is the Dota Pit League season number 5. Of course, the North American qualifiers here. This is a 14 tournament. We got NP versus Freedom. It's going to be happening later on today in their portion of the bracket over there. So anyways, we're up. Complexity, that is up 1-0 here in this series, so definitely maybe a little bit of surprise to some people, but definitely Complexity looking strong overall in that first game. It was a very back and forth game for the most part, but then Complexity eventually pulling through behind a Templar Assassin as well as a Slark especially. So they took game 1, and we'll see what happens in game 2 now. I'm Breaking CBK, crewed by CC&C here once again as my co-caster, and interesting start to this draft. To say the least. What do you think so far? I mean, Nature's Prophet popping out.
Wow. So yeah, they're taking the Drow Ranger. PG banned the Wisp, and Wisp is a really good hero typically versus the Drow Ranger, so I guess it's thinking, okay, well, we'll take the Drow. There's no Wisp in the pool. You know, it's a strat that a lot of teams go for, a lot of teams can play, so I guess choosing to go for it this game, and then EG following up with the Nature's Prophet Ogre. Typically, one of the best ways to beat a Drow Ranger is crushing her in lane and then sort of running over her and keeping her from hitting that timing where they just sort of run down all your buildings. And Furion is probably the fastest offlaner in the game. Gets active super early on, very strong in lane, and falls off very quickly. So sort of matches the Drow's timings quite well, destroys the Drow early, and then whenever the Drow is weak, the Furion is also a little bit weaker, but the team sort of picks up the slack. The Ogre also a hero that very strong in lane, so they made use of sort of dual lane with the Nature's Prophet off lane.
You know, it's kind of funny because I was watching some other games earlier on today, and I'm pretty sure there was one game where we saw a Nature's Prophet in it. I think it was for one of the elimination games, so the elimination tournament that's currently going on. So, you know, again, not necessarily your true tournament as far as having all those bans and everything like that, but I was kind of wondering why we didn't necessarily see this hero more, right? Because, I mean, throughout history, Nature's Prophet has actually been fairly irrelevant, right? Like, he's had his time in the meta, you could say, but well, why is he not now?
I mean, the hero just, a lot of the offlaners now that are in flavor are heroes that have an initiation tool, heroes that, you know, are tanky. A lot of them are strengths because, you know, that's typically what initiators are, but, you know, the Sand King, Slardar, Bat Rider, all these heroes that can start fights and mids now being more of like heroes that can transition into the late game, that can fight early, and then also can do damage later on. Offlaner's almost always fitting in that role of the initiator, and Furion doesn't really fit in that role. It sort of forces your mid to be more of a space creator, because the Furion doesn't really initiate fights, so you need another hero that can jump things, sort of makes the draft weird. And the Nature's Prophet, also a hero that doesn't scale particularly well in the mid game, can become good again later in the game, much later whenever you start getting, you know, Bloodthorn, a lot of items starting to split the map, cut waves with your ulti. But until that point, the hero has a very big drop off in usefulness.
All right, well, fair enough. Well, again, though, EG going to be running it here. You gave your reasoning for it, and wouldn't be surprised that obviously that's what they're thinking too. So, against the Drow, in this case, happens to match up pretty well. That with the Ogre Magi, a lot of roam, a lot of gotcha potential, as I like to call it, coming out on the side of Evil Geniuses already. So we'll see how they follow that up now. Their third pick to come, you see the following bands. It was a Timbersaw coL, and then followed by a Slark and a Naga Siren from Complexity. So, going to be some thought here from Crit. You think they're going to kind of keep this idea of a very mobile team, or what?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe looking for the Sven for Arteezy, a hero that can, you know, start fights, armor, always good versus the Drow Ranger, can be good in lane versus the Batrider if you have another strong support, so a hero that can threaten kills on him. Maybe looking for that, maybe fourth pick. Right here, probably either looking for a second support or maybe an early Sumail hero, but I would assume a second support. Still Oracle in the pool, still Vengeful Spirit. I think Venge maybe slightly more likely because the damage aura very nice with Nature's Prophets. You know, whatever carry they want to pick, the swap, you know, obviously good versus the last one. You can also swap the Drow Ranger into your team whenever the Venge dies, canceling out a lot of Drow Ranger's damage. And you know whatever other right clickers you're gonna have with the Drow, so maybe looking for a Venge here, maybe something else. I'm not really sure.
Well, Crit's definitely putting a lot of thought into it. Already down to 15 seconds about of that reserve time, and you know, just we'll go with the classic Brewmaster here, the obvious choice.
Obviously, wow.
What?
All right, the last time Sumail played this hero was their elimination game at TI versus DC. He died solo to Weehaw like 3 times or something, and it made the game real difficult for them. Ended up getting like ratted to death in the end. So we'll see if he put that behind him, and it's gonna show us what his brew is actually like.
That would be the idea. Yeah, now this is going to be fun here. Seeing a hero that, again, we do not see often. So, Brewmaster in the works for Evil Geniuses now, and maybe get some more information when the draft is actually finished and everything. But yeah, very, very curious pickup, no doubt, coming out from EG now. Again, Batrider for Complexity. I just want to touch on that real quickly. Like I was mentioning in the first game, the fact that they picked up Batrider is just so rare from them, considering in 22 games I've seen him in their games. He's banned 21 of them, and it was only picked by them once. And now we have back-to-back games. Complexity's actually picked him up, so maybe a change of heart for Swindle, perhaps, as far as wanting the hero, but it's here. And now it's their third pick.
Oh, there it is.
You know, I was wondering if we were still going to see the Leshrac or not, but sure enough, we do.
Swindle Shrek.
Swindle Shrek. I guess he's probably considered to be decent against the Brewmaster, right?
Yeah, he's alright. He doesn't really care if you put him up in the air with the spirit or the cold panda, the blue panda. Because the aura just keeps on ticking. Wow, EG is so committed to dumping on the early game.
Jesus.
Brewmaster is very good versus the Drow though, because you just sort of blink and you clap, and then your illusions or your split up pandas, they just run at the Drow, and there's not really much you can do to deal with them. You know, the constant rocks, and you know, whatever hero they take for mid, probably gonna be more of a hero that can frontline, or you know, probably something with deep push, something like that. You can always just put them up in the air in the team fights, so taking a hero out of the fights. So EG definitely looking to win their lanes and just run over Complexity.
Yeah, this is one of those, now, kind of because, again, that third pick, Crit was spending a lot of time, and whether or not he was really analyzing the draft and they were talking things over, or where he just simply was looking at his phone and realized that he had to draft, I mean, you know, we don't necessarily know for sure, but this feels like one of these clearly EG had a game plan going into this kind of draft. I mean, you don't pick Nature's Prophet first and then Brewmaster third and the Chen thrown on top of that as a fourth. It's just simply out of the air, it feels like. So, Undying going to be coming out with that fourth pick for Complexity here. And now the final bands to hit, but where are they finishing is my question now.
Yeah, I don't know. The Undying Batrider, a very, very strong dual offlane, gonna do that classic Z-Freak move combo, so really looking for a very strong laner for EG, a hero that can actually deal with that and get a reasonable amount of farm, because it's probably gonna be a solo hero even, so maybe looking for a Faceless Void, but not a lot of damage to throw into the Chrono from EG. They may end up just doing a solo Furion off lane and having the Chen rotate down early. Or have the Ogre start up top and then go down to bottom once the Chen has a couple of creeps and sort of invade this bottom lane. I'm not really sure, but maybe looking for a more self-sufficient hero for EG like the Void. Not sure what else there is that can really do that well versus a Batrider Undying.
Yeah, I was just doing some quick research too on the Brewmaster. I mean, you're right on point with the Digital Chaos matchup there, the TI, and even before that, it was 3 months before that. So, like 6 months ago was the last time they played it before TI, and then it's just we've not played this hero forever. So maybe he just simply wanted to play it too. Puck coming out with their final pick for Complexity. So. That gives them, you know, some good mobility themselves, some decent lockdown, obviously. Nice mid presence here.
Yeah, it's also a very nice deep push. Oh, there's the Weaver. So here that doesn't really die versus top lane, we'll be able to get some farm. The Bug is really, really nice versus a lot of their heroes, makes them super squishy. Not a lot of heroes, or very few of their heroes, have like a reasonable amount of armor. Only the Drow with good armor numbers. So the Bug's gonna be really good versus them, and just you know, just a hero like I said before that can actually survive the Void not really being that great. ZG doesn't have much chrono damage, so a hero that can also run down the Drow quite easily.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2 with Complexity up 1-0 over Evil Geniuses. So, obviously, again, you kind of like just tuning in and you look at these drafts and it's like, wait, are we in an elimination mode? No, this is actually a tournament match. This is the Dota Pit Qualifiers coming at you for the North America region. And of course, again, it is a double elimination, but still, EG not looking to lose here and get knocked down to the loser's bracket is a very safe statement to make, I think. So, it should be fun though. Here we go to kick things off now with game number 2. But yeah, Complexity getting their hands on that Drow right away. So obviously you think of successful heroes as of late, especially on the meta here of Dota 2, and Drow most certainly fits that. So one to be happy with.
Oh, are they gonna miss each other? Holy cow! Neither of their smokes are gonna get broken.
That looks, because it almost looks like Undying's chasing him, but there we go.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yep. That was a little more noticeable.
That was so clowny.
Yeah.
Just following each other smoked across the river.
Eventually gets exposed, and I just love the spam pings coming out now. Swindle will put that Sentry Ward down himself and cancel. Or take out the other, so.
30 seconds to
Zai, meanwhile, here on Chen. That's going to be fun to watch. Zai, a very mechanically sound player. Getting his hands on Chen, so. Always excited to see some good Chen players, although not a popular hero, I know.
Yeah, this I'm interested to see how this mid matchup goes. The Puck with the Drow Aura should do quite well versus Brew. So I'm not really sure how this lane goes with the Drow Aura. I would assume it's pretty Puck favored. So if Cancel can like win this mid lane, keep Sumail from getting a quick blink dagger, they're definitely in good shape. Getting that getting the rune kill is not the rune kill, the ward kill as well. So already up to 100 gold and has the salve as well. So
yeah,
definitely the start you want to have with the Drow strat.
You got Ogre here in the middle, applies that Bloodlust right off the bat here to the Brewmaster, and gonna go elsewhere, but let's see what Sumail is able to do. Applies that Drunken Haze right off the bat, and goes in there for some auto attacks, and you see the misses already starting to come out here. So, Undying though, Z-Freak, he's gonna be in the area. Z-Freak, that's just, again, the type of player that he is, tends to be, and always gonna be active, so immediately applies the harassment to Sumail himself, and kinda make him take some good damage. So Sumail does have the the salve and the stash currently, but not on him. And actually, Illusory Orb connects right there, but not enough damage, but getting him really low already.
Yeah, we're actually starting in the jungle, so Arteezy's gonna have a free lane for quite a while. Maybe playing around in the jungle, so if they do get aggressive on the Drow, that he can rotate up, maybe take part in those fights. But kind of interesting. Bot lane, definitely a lane that he can go with. Oh,
wow. He eventually gets killed to Brewmaster. I mean, that's just simply, yeah, Brew just was not able to read it. He didn't have the salve on him yet. It was being delivered. It just did not get through in time, though. And Cancel hit the Illusory Orb and eventually got the kill as a result. So, well played right there, and that's the first blood coming out.
Yeah, he actually went for the Calling Blade first, thinking it would just be a plain 1v1, and the Calling Blade would help him get to the last hits and he'd get the salve anyway, and not really being in an HP pickle, but the Undying coming in, sort of ruining his plans, and just having the Calling Blade instead of the salve, getting a little too greedy, not waiting for it, and once again, Smell going down early in the landing stage, not what you want to see on a Brew, a hero that is very reliant on being ahead, or at least on even footing in the game.
Yeah, that's not the start indeed for EG, but there's a little bit of interaction over here in the top rune area. Seems like EG, though, going to be able to box out and eventually get that bounty rune in the hands of Ogre Match. I see Z-Freak, though. Throws out the decay of his on the Zai, happening to be running on nearby, who is attempting to go somewhat aggressive jungle himself here. So, he talked about Batrider being in the jungle, is now rotated to the bottom lane, and will provide some pressure, at least ideally, to that Weaver as a result of being down here. But yeah, how about Zai, you know, coming to the aggressive jungle, has the Mud Golem, is going to be destroyed there, but this choice to be the aggressive Shen, this is fun. Oh, they trap actually Swindle in the trees right there. The Nature's Prophet throws out a stun, trying to get the run. Is it going to be enough? The game comes out, ain't going to be enough, though his brother cannot save him. Down goes Swindle. Obviously no heal yet from Undying there, so.
Yeah, this is exactly how they wanted to play. They wanted to get some early levels on this Ogre, gets his level 2. He actually skilled the Bloodlust first, trying to help out Smell in the mid lane with that, making last hitting a little bit easier. Now, just storming this Drow's top lane, making life as miserable for her as possible. That seems to be what EG's game plan coming into the series was, just realizing that complexity safe lane is typically reasonably weak and trying to punish that, and working so far in this game.
Swindle just meanwhile continuing to do some pull as he's back. Batrider goes down bottom lane. I caught the tail end of that right there. Nature's Prophet porting in. Did he actually get that assist right there?
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think so.
he did.
I think
Yeah,
he got a couple of chip hits in.
Yeah. We were the one with the kill, but yeah, well played to help secure that kill in a Batrider at the bottom lane. Missed the beginning of that, but is that a case of, I mean, obviously, you know, Batrider being out here dying, it's not necessarily means that he should change everything here, but mentioned he wasn't there at the beginning. That's up top here. Swindle's in trouble yet again, being collapsed on Zaire. The Split Earth is not going to save him. Goes back. This is exactly what EG wants. This aggressive pseudo tri-lane really coming out, and it's doing work here.
Yeah, Swindle giving up kills again, sort of a repeat of last game. What's happening? But we'll see if EG's able to hold their lead this game and turn it into, you know, an actual like grip on the game that lasts.
It does feel a little similar. You're right. I mean, JK not getting the best of start because of the lane, and the feeds a little bit on of Swindle Melons in the beginning, and hey, it worked out for complexity in the end. So, you know, the games are definitely different. Undying, by the way, teleport in from Universe, gets behind him and helps to secure that kill. But really, that was all Zai in the beginning, kind of slowing him down, putting some pressure out, and securing that kill. Now JK, is he actually going to die here? Ignites on. It wears off, but it doesn't matter. Chen nukes him down. Man, we're now 6-1. All right, so it's not the same as last game.
As well. Arteezy just solo killed Moo.
Really? Down here. Okay.
Only level 3 on the Batrider.
Yeah. I think EG's making a statement here. It's like game 1, that was a fluke, bro. Game
yeah,
2
they're going for the same sort of style, just different heroes, and just playing it a lot cleaner, although Cancel is having an amazing time in this mid lane. After that first blood, Drow kicking in, he's up over 10 CS, Smell only with the bottle and about to buy the boost, so not having a great time. But this top lane going so well that they'll probably be able to buy him some time and some space for him to get up to that blink dagger at a reasonable time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was going to bring up, but this action just continues, man. They're just non-stop. JK again, he's going to be stunned there off the bat. You see the follow for Nature's Prophet, and yes, it will be enough right there. The minions of Zai doing work. He might be in some trouble finally, though. Swindle's in pursuit with Z-Freak. Maybe not. Zai's just on the run. Do they have anything to catch up to him? It looks like, yeah, they do. And another decay comes out of the flame break. It will cut him off. And Zai, just a matter of time here before he finally gets picked off. That will stop a killing spree as well. And Bat Rider will get some much-needed gold right there. With that kill.
Universe surviving though, so not actually that big of a deal. The Bat's still only level 4, and they may even take this tier 2 bottom with the puck in position with the orbs. Really, really important. A nice move from Cancel. A lot of players would, you know, just sit mid trying to get their blink dagger or something, their veil, whatever. But realizing they're pushing this tower, TPing immediately and just starting to orb, as he is like their only counter push really right now. So slowing down that big rotation from EG.
Now Zion back up, joining forces at the bottom lane. You see taking out some stacked camp right here at TZ. Now let's see, ideally take majority of the farm. Does have that perseverance earlier on. I to see a Lincoln's on this Weaver, right? That's pretty much the go-to earlier on.
He may go Lincoln's first. He does have the perseverance, but he may go for something like a Dragonlance first item and then into the Lincoln's afterwards. Makes you a little bit better at fighting early. Right now it's sort of hard to tell because he does just have the perseverance. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we will. Middle lane rotations coming out. You got Crit, he's rolling in actually. Gonna get the flank onto JK right here. Puts the ignite, the stun happens. JK in trouble in the background. They also picked up a tying, and they will secure the kill onto Drow Ranger. Ford, whoever that was, he's gonna cancel it pretty quickly right there. I see damage already done. The Dream Coil comes out from Puck, but that's only to realize that that's not gonna work. Cancels both those at the silence. He's in trouble with the phase shift. We'll avoid the clap, but they're just still chasing this. The bugs are on him. I think he will survive in the long run though, so get away from Puck right there. But yeah, that was just already damage done. That was kind of a waste of an ultimate at that point. And yeah, he keeps it rolling.
Giving Complexity a taste of their own medicine. The 5-man, the non-stop fighting, what typically Complexity wants to do, but getting active so early on, like I said with this Furion, the fastest offlaner in the game as far as when they get active, when their peak timing is, has the phase drums and a buckler already, so 4K networks, EG with a almost 6K lead in 8 minutes.
Oh yeah, wow, pulling up that graph now. That is quite the lead here for EG. So yeah, as far as positive though for Complexity, again it goes back to at least Puck. Cancel here has had a fantastic start. Ogre Magi roaming on through. Chen is here as well, and actually they did not realize the Ogre was there though. Chen does get taken out, but now Ogre in pursuit trying to take out Z-Freak. He knows he's in trouble though, as Brewmaster is gonna split up with a Primal Split. So they got Leshrac, it's a 1-for-1. Now he's going for Drow. Only level 5 currently, not the tankiest at this point, but he takes the stun action. The Mud Golems are doing their work, and down goes the Drow. Cancel meanwhile in the background, he's dealing with the Primal Spirits here of Brewmaster. Finally comes back together, the Split Earth will hit right as he reconnects. Undying coming in with that decay of his. Cancel, able to phase shift, avoid some damage, and finish off Brewmaster when it's all said and done. So at least they finally killed the Brewmaster throughout it. Took a while though. Meanwhile, Weaver's just doing his thing bottom lane throughout that. So
yeah, the Drow going down again. 17 CS, 4 deaths at 9 minutes, only 1,400 net worth, almost quadrupled by the Furion and Weaver. So this is like the nightmare Drow game. He's not even level 6 yet, and it's 9 minutes after this creep. He'll finally get his level 6.
Yeah, there is the lasso right there. Meanwhile, in the middle lane on Ogre Magi, he gets pulled back. So tanky though, especially for that support role. And now Brewmaster throws in that Drunken Haze and gets them to fall back. Leshrac, meanwhile, where was he picked off? That was at the bottom lane down here by Weaver, while that middle exchange was taking place. So Weaver, this start, he has something coming. What's on that courier? It is the Ultimate Orb.
Yeah, so going for that Lincoln's, like you said. DZ super farmed, gotten quite a few solo kills, so our DZ playing really, really well and making sure they get that start that they need in this game. But maybe gonna die here as I say that.
Yeah. one of those cases of what we call the caster's curse kind of kicking in. Doing so well, making a highlight on the player, and then he dies within seconds even. So, you can say sorry to RTZ later.
Yeah.
Nice pick by Complexity, though. That's exactly what they needed, though, right? I mean, you stopped the big farmer, though, in the game right now, and it opens up a bottom tower push here.
Yeah, they should be able to get this tower. It doesn't look like EG is interested in contesting, making a beeline for this mid lane, and Universe maybe getting TP after this wave. So, gonna try and get as much map control and maybe some tower pressure as they can afterwards. But Complexity again, really getting it really quickly, and Cancel already back mid, start spamming the orbs and defend the lane. So once again, really nice, like just being in the right place at the right time, making sure he's at these lanes defending the towers.
There's the drums picked up, meanwhile, by Moo here on that Bat Rider. Lucio He's going in with the silence. They shift as well, but now he doesn't have much left. Puck, he gets the heal from the attack. He's going to be enough to split it, trying to help him. It ain't going to work. I think that was Cancel being a little too ambitious right there in the middle.
Yeah, that was, I think he, like, forgot that he didn't have a blink dagger or something and jaunted in and just, didn't have a blink, so obviously there's no way to get out.
Oh, the Primal split, and they also lock down Bat Rider, who happened to be hanging around nearby. Complexity, glimpse of a comeback with a solid pick on a Weaver. Only to have that happen, a tower kill on top of a couple hero kills. That might be a third one, in fact. Someone else, you already see Samel with that blink dagger, cutting off Leshrac and securing that kill for Arteezy right there with the double kill. 16-5 lead, and the net worth just jumps up to now their biggest of the game. So, if you're playing from behind, looking to come back, you just cannot be making mistakes like that if you're Complexity. That no was one.
Especially on a hero like Puck, like this Chen is going to get to a mech, he's going to get to, a pipe eventually, that'll be a while. He's going to get to the point where he has a lot of items that cancel out Puck's burst damage, and a hero that doesn't really scale that well and relies on his team to be in a good position to where, he can do some damage, chip heroes down, get some control, and then have the rest of his team, clean up the mess, but Complexity not with that much damage right now, and not really able to run into EG as they have the split, they have these Weaver bugs, it makes it really hard for Complexity to just sort of walk in, so deaths like that on Puck very, very costly in a game like this, and just in general.
Do you feel like that, kind of looking back at the draft a little bit, that this was almost like a bait Drow pick by EG, that is, where they left Drow open, kind of hoping that maybe Complexity would pick Drow, and then it's like, all right, now we got this idea to play against Drow. Do you kind of feel that way?
Maybe. They didn't ban it in the first game. I'm not sure if Complexity banned it or not, but, like you said, during the draft, the Fury and Ogre were, like, very snap, just bam bam. So they obviously had thought this up, this is a strat that they had pre-planned, if the Drow strat does arise, we can do this, and it's working beautifully so far. Universe almost has a mech, drums, and almost a 4-staff at 13 minutes, 7k net worth, absolutely enormous.
That's huge, yeah. 3 of the top 3 again mentioned in the net worth right there in favor of EG. Complexity doing a bit of the group up, push some towers. Definitely a strength of theirs for sure. Especially, with that Drow aura and everything. But while they're killing that top first tower, meanwhile, Roshan, he's going to be attempted here, and a pretty good Roshan team at that, it feels like. Got the minions nearby. You got Chen now throwing in his. This is going to be an easy Roshan kill here for EG. Complexity's coming in, so actually maybe not. They are porting in. That Rider, he does not have a blink dagger or anything like that. He's just going to fly in, pop the flame break. Roshan getting very low, so this is going to come down to a last second right here. Can they maybe get a steal right here? Yeah, no they can't. Weaver picks it up, and now this is the worst case. Dream Crow coming out from Puck to land on all 5. But do they have the follow-up? Swindle's doing plenty of AoE damage, but he'll fall shortly after. Cancel now. He's caught in the midst of it, and he is going to fall despite the illusory orb. They know Bat Rider's up here. They feel like he is. He's just kind of chilling. All the trees will happen. Get that vision, and they do take him out of the end.
Yeah, sort of a linchpin of Complexity's teamfight is his Tombstone, and fighting around this area around Roche is typically known for Undying being super good at fighting, but the Flame Break actually bumping up one of the wild hits onto the cliff where the Tombstone got placed, so they're able to just right-click it, coordinated that really well, and, killing the Tombstone super fast, so the zombie is not stacking up, and Z-Freak's hero is just really not doing anything in that fight. Undying also a hero that's not typically known for being great from behind, and also EG with quite a few ranged heroes. The Nature's Prophet, the Weaver, both really good at killing the Tombstone, especially with the Geminate attack and the Bloodlust as well, so speeding up their attack speed, and that thing just evaporating.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, just overall the impact of Complexity's lineup this just feels like an out draft game. As as unique as the draft this was in some ways, again, the snap pick of the Niche's Prophet and then even that third pick Brewmaster here of PG, it really is coming together, and it kind of makes it even more noticeable that, oh, that's why they went these heroes and, you know, chose to do that. And I'm not saying Complexity should concede here, but especially after that last fight that took place, that felt like one of those. Maybe that thought should start kind of kicking in. You know, they're up 1-0. So obviously, worst case, they just tie it now 1-1 and head to that game 3. But they are going to still grind it out for the time being. But right now, I mean, their Drow's all the way down there in, what is that, the 7th place spot at 3,800 gold net worth. That's not where you want to be. So they're going to try for a pick here middle lane. But no, Batrider doesn't have a Blink Dagger. So
yeah, going for the drums build again. No real way to initiate without the bat blink. They have the coil, but not really how you want to initiate. That's pucks are sort of like storms and heroes like that. You want to be going in second. You don't typically want to be the prime initiator. And the bat without the blink dagger, either forced to go in early or somebody just be really out of position. They can walk at them. No Kunkka this game to set up the bat, letting him walk in anymore. So not the Undying not having near the same kind of impact as it could did last game.
No. Yeah, definitely not right here in middle lane there. EG now kind of just grouped up. And they obviously have that Aegis on a Weaver, that with the Lincoln Spear, and of course the time lapse on top of it. It's like, how do you deal with this Weaver here? They get him to, well, they get him a little low, but he'll right back up, and he's good to go. So he's gonna fall back. It looks like EG's not gonna force the issue right here. Complexity grouped up together, and they're rolling out now. This is a bit of a fake fallback though from EG. Careful if you're Complexity not to just overrun your boundaries here, but yeah, they're going to be fine. Do you feel like EG could just kind of right-click on the uphill, or do you understand why they're playing this a little more passive?
Yeah, it's sort of hard for them to push the high ground directly like that. The bat is always going to be fireflying and like killing the waves initially, so they're just sort of cutting the waves, keeping trapped inside their base. You know, they walk up, they get something clicks in, and when their waves die, then whoa.
Well, there we go. Brewmaster jumps in. The Thunderclap, the Primal Split coming out. Moo, he's the target. He's going to be fine in the end, it looks like. But Swindlemel's now also be locked down. Going to do a little bit of AoE damage from afar. Ain't going to happen, though. RTZ finally comes in and secures that kill. The Sakuchi in, and down goes Leshrac. He's not buying back. This is easily going to be Rax here. You see Samal kind of just walking back to the team. Not really fearing anything at this point. Dream Coil is ready to be used by Cancel, but that was the heal, I believe, coming out from Chen right there. So everyone, you know, back to full life essentially. The trap on him in the background. It almost just feels like, again, Complexity just going to be raising that white flag here soon. RTZ does pick up the kill on a puck. Meanwhile, so I think EG in a good spot to be claiming game number 2 here, but there's a buyback from Puck, so we're not done just yet. They say the Dream Crawl in the background catches a couple, probably last-ditch effort from Complexity, but Arteezy in the front, he does have the Aegis, he'll be fine. He also still has the time lapse on top of that. Swindle's running through with that AoE of the Diabolic Edict. Ain't gonna happen though. Zephyr gets picked off, and they do clean through, and there it is, the GG's. Game 2, we'll go to EG. We're going to a Game 3 CCNC.
Yeah, they handled that draw strat. Once again, sort of playing the same game, focusing on that safe lane and trying to win that lane really, really hard. Keep Swindle down, keep Justin down, and Swindle with a very similar score as last game. And